Okay, so I reversed the polarity of the neutron flow, and I think I have the shrinking device ready, so here goes nothing.
Hey, it worked! My room is a lot dustier than I thought.
Before we get started, let me just get one thing out of the way. I am not going to talk about original Ant-Man director Edgar Wright's departure from the film. Why? Because I don't want to, and because everybody else has done that already and will continue to do that, so there is no reason for me to do it as well. And especially because I don't want to start an uproar in the comments section. You can take that shit elsewhere, because I will not allow it here. I'll mention Mr. Wright, but only when I'm giving my thoughts on the movie itself. So with that said, please enjoy the review.
Was a bug, little bug, hardly there.
Ant-Man is the latest in Marvel's big grand cinematic universe. It's directed by Peyton Reed and stars Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lily, Michael Peña, and Corey Stoll. The story is about Scott Lang, a down-on-his-luck thief who wants to reform and change his ways for the sake of his young daughter. He is then recruited by brilliant scientist Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, who wants Scott to use his secret shrinking technology to steal a similar piece of tech before Pym's former assistant, Darren Cross, played by Corey Stoll, uses it for his own nefarious purposes. I don't know how I got to do this. Make it stop! Make it stop! Right off the bat, let me tell you about the performances. First off, Paul Rudd was really great as Scott Lang. What I really liked about him was that he wasn't this superpowered demigod or a super soldier or a rich billionaire with money or a guy with anger issues. No. He's just an average guy who wants to make his life better for the sake of his daughter. He obviously handled all the funny scenes really well, along with all the dramatic moments, because he's usually known for doing a lot of comedies, but he handled a lot of the great dramatic and serious moments extremely well, if you ask me. Michael Douglas, of course, plays the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym, and he did a really great job. I mean, not just because he's Michael Douglas and he's a legendary actor, but he brought a lot of great nuances to the character. He's wise, but at the same time, he's still not so sure of his actions. He wants to reconnect with his daughter, Hope, played by Evangeline Lily, and the relationship between the two is really well handled. And Evangeline Lily as Hope is really great as well. She definitely holds her own alongside Douglas and Rudd. And if you're a comic book fan like me and you noticed her haircut, you'll get the sense that she's going to be another insect-related superhero in the future. And just like a lot of Marvel's other movies, this has a lot of great comedy in it. To be fair though, there's a lot more comedy in this than there is drama. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because nowadays we all consider Marvel to be like the lighter side of comic book movies, and DC is more like the darker part of it. And I'm okay with that, because we need that kind of balance, if you ask me. And the best example of how great the comedy is for this is the character of Luis, played by Michael Peña. He's pretty much Scott Lang's best friend, and he is hysterical in this movie, man. He really is. He has a lot of the movie's best jokes and lines and moments and what have you. To me, he's pretty much that one friend we all have that says things that might end up embarrassing themselves, although they wouldn't really know about it. But hey, you know, his heart's in the right place, and that definitely makes up for it. To me, we all have that kind of friend. Mine's this guy.
This isn't his wallet.
There are plenty of other actors in this movie as well that do really great, like Bobby Cannavale, Judy Greer. One of Scott's friends is this like weird Russian computer expert named Kurt. He has a lot of great moments in this movie. And then there's the villain, Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, played by Corey Stoll. And while he gave a pretty good performance in this, I just feel like we could have used a little more backstory and a little more character motivation to him other than the fact that, oh, he's evil. He wants revenge on Hank Pym. The movie was marketed as a heist flick, and when the heist actually happens, it works really well. There's a lot of great moments of tension and suspense where it's like, oh man, can they really pull this off? And believe me, it works really, really well. And the special effects were really great as well. Especially the scenes when Scott is, of course, very small and he's either like hanging around with a bunch of other ants or he's flying around and his flying ant named Anthony. Like, you really feel the small scale of it all, like when he's shrunk down, like everything around him is all blurry and what have you. I really thought that was an incredibly nice touch from the visual effects people. And in all honesty, there were a lot of different scenes throughout the movie that felt like it was from Edgar Wright and Joe Cornish's original screenplay. And I'm so glad that Marvel kept a lot of those scenes in. And before I give you my overall thoughts on the movie, I went to see this with my friend Shannon and her friend Kaylee. And after the movie was done, I asked them what they thought of it. So, take it away, ladies.
Hi, I'm Shannon Mayhern. I'm one of Mark's best friends. And this is my friend Kaylee. Hey. And we love Marvel, like, a lot. I'm super fans.
What did you guys think of Ant-Man?
Great. Like, so funny, so full of action, and it's just great.
I thought it was okay. As like a Marvel super fan, I give it like a B+. It was pretty good. Frankly, I was more like excited about the end scene, after credit scene, than I was about the actual.
Which you shouldn't spoil, by the way. Don't spoil.
I know, I'm not
Good.
going to. You have to go watch it.
I trained you well.
It's pretty good though. I mean, Paul Rudd was very good. I loved his acting, and the plot. It was a small movie, and they kept it small, which I appreciate. They didn't try to like make it huge and like bring a bunch of like bombastic things about it. They kept the plot small. They kept the story small. It's good. Yeah.
Well, I give it an A+.
Great. B+ for me. So excited for Civil War though. Just saying.
Nice. All right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know, guys. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
No problem. Hopefully, I'm gonna be more pleased.
I hope so too.
Yes, we can do reviews.
Yes, please.
Yes, I volunteer. All right, see you.
Thanks, Shannon and Kaylee. I really, really appreciate that. And believe me, folks, I doubt this is the last you'll see of them on this channel. So, all in all, I really enjoyed Ant-Man. I came in with somewhat low expectations. I thought, well, you know what? I'm just interested to see how this all ties together. And in the end, I had a really great time with it. I mean, obviously it's not Marvel's best, but it's still a really fun summer popcorn movie. You know, it's a welcome addition to the MCU. And if you're still kind of on the fence about it, considering the director changes and like script changes and what have you, I still think it's worth a look. And while I was disappointed that Edgar Wright left the movie, I think Peyton Reed still did a really great job with what he had, and I'd like to see him do another film with Marvel Studios sometime soon. So, what did you think of Ant-Man? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me in the comments section down below. And as always, if you like what you saw here, feel free to press that like button, share this with your friends, and hey, subscribe if you want. But until next time, I'm Marc Aquino. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Subscribe.